Are you ready?
I was born ready.
Welcome on in, everybody, to episode 17 of the Stock Guy and Alex Show, the podcast that covers topics around the world, business, news, markets, money, sports. If people are talking about it, so are Stocky and I. The Stock Guy and Alex Show can be watched, listened, and viewed on YouTube and Spotify. Follow the show on Twitter, Insta, LinkedIn, TikTok, all the other major socials. What's up, everybody? Welcome on in to episode 17. Oh, was that a little Gatorade right there?
No, actually, it's a little bit of a company I'm sponsored with that's in that bottle.
Oh yeah, let me see that. Well, let me see the color of that drink one more time. Yeah, you can't get enough. You can't get enough tropical, man.
Yeah, well, I don't get a royalty on it, so I don't push anymore. How you doing, Alex? How was your weekend?
I probably had the most relaxing, restful weekend I've had all 2022. It was amazing. I just got to recharge, get ready for a week. How was yours?
Tough. Baby proofing. Something you're gonna have to deal with. So a couple months ago, we're at the doctor getting one of her vaccines. The doctor's like, "Oh, she's starting to stand up. Good thing, you guys have already got the house baby proofed." And we're like, "Oh shit, that's something we're supposed to do." So we were like, "All right, we'll baby proof the house." And we kept putting it off. Well, now she's running around. Like, I swear to God, like when at night when I'm in the other room and I'm putting her to bed and she gets out of the bed, she'll put her feet down and get out of the bed. And all of a sudden, I see this little shadow. It's like child's play. It's like through the night. Like I just see this little like head shadow.
Wait, did she jump out of the crib?
No, she's never been in the crib. She sleeps in a bed, but I have a low bed. So, but now she's able to like turn around and get off and stand and run around. And you just see the little shadow running. It's freaky as shit. So what happens is I keep a little throw pillow that if she gets too far, I could just, and but now that we have but now that she's doing that, we had to baby proof the house, right? So I like had to get rid of everything that was glass and sharp and whatever like that. And then I had to go and put these little magnets that go in all the cabinets and all the drawers that lock, and you have to use like a little thing to put on them to unlock them to let them out. And so it took all weekend to do, but the best part is now I don't have to worry about her getting in anything, and now I can I let her inside at night now. So it's
is that the thing where with like the electrical sockets you got to put the plastic covers over them?
We've already had those because she was crawling, but these are little plastic things. And like I said, usually we keep her in the backyard at night because we're not watching her. But now that we have the locks and stuff, we have her in the house and it's working out better.
Did the doctor give you a baby proofing 101, or did you just have to Google it?
Well, every house is different. Like our floor is bamboo wood and black slate, so it's not exactly like a normal floor, right? So I Googled it, and bought the shit that I had to. So it is what it is.
How much of parenting has been just Googling and then making a decision from that?
Well, my wife does the Googling. I wing it.
Yeah, I figured as much. I feel like I'm going to be, just winging it as well. My wife, I'm going to defer to her on everything. She's reading every book.
No, don't. I'm telling you, you're going to deal with this. They are going to Google everything, and they're going to get these answers from fucking random women who say, I'm a doctor, I'm a nurse, and and they're going to believe that shit, and you're going to have to be like, oh my fucking God, that is not how that works, okay? You don't leave milk out for 30 minutes, and all of a sudden, it's got fucking E. coli, salmonella, and Ebola in it, okay? It's fine, okay? But just pick your battles.
Well, there's a lot of mom bloggers out there, man. There's a lot of mom bloggers out there that they church up what they do and they look credible.
It's like women. It's like women, and I'm not saying all women, but fuck it. Women when they have a kid, all of a sudden all the common sense they have is gone. Like they knew shit. Like if something was left out that was cooked, let's say you had cooked eggs, right? And you ate it on your plate and you left it out for an hour and came back, it's fine. But now you have a baby. Oh my God, it's poisoned. I got to get rid of it and set it on fire. Like come the fuck on.
Who knows, man? All I know is I'm excited for my boy to be here. He's going to be here just in time for football season. I'm already thinking about getting him a little Bears or a Nebraska, little whatever, 2-month, 3-month, whatever the NFL shop might offer. But while I'm there, do you need a jersey? You want to be you got a great one right there.
I don't need to bet a jersey. I don't need a jersey, but I'm a betting man, and I'd like to place a bet on what his first jersey he wears is going to be. Is that something I can do, Alex? Do you know somewhere I could go to place that bet?
Bro, I think you might be able to just make that bet directly with me if you'd prefer.
I would, because it's not my kid, so I can't get in trouble.
Calvin Ridley or Aaron Rodgers? Calvin Ridley or the quarterbacks? Which one you want to do?
I would say we're talking gambling, so let's talk about Ridley.
We are talking gambling. Guys, for those football fans or not football fans, you saw the incredible news from this past weekend that Calvin Ridley, the primetime receiver for the Atlanta Falcons, joins the notable list of NFL players who were suspended by league for gambling. All right, so he's out for the entire year of the 2022 season after the Falcons receiver was suspended indefinitely for betting on NFL games during his time away from Atlanta last season. Ridley, who missed most of the last season in order to work on his mental health, said via Twitter that he bet a total of $1,500 on NFL games. The 27-year-old receiver joins a small group of NFL players who have been suspended for gambling. Here's a look at each player and what happened to them following their season. Alex Karras in 63, Paul Hornung in 63 as well. They must have been working together. Art Schlichter in 83, 20 years later, and Josh Shaw in 2019. The only person I know is Paul Hornung from that because he's got the Paul Hornung Award in college, but or is that in pro? I forget where that was. But I don't know any of these guys, but I know Calvin Ridley. He's out for the whole damn year for $1,500, dude. $1,500 an entire year suspension.
It's so funny too because his tweet he messed up the grammar in it, so it looked like when I first read it I had no idea what was going on. But it says I bet $1,500. I don't have a gambling addiction, but there was no comma after $1,500. So I thought he was betting $1,500 that he didn't have a gambling addiction, and I was very very confused. And then I understood. Then I read into it and saw it. You know what? Here's my thing. All right. First of all, you know, we could have the Pete Rose conversation. That's something totally different. But this man bet on his team winning. Like, I get that you can't allow for betting because, you know, you don't want to. Okay, here's the thing. Here's what I'll say about it. I agree that the man should get a tough punishment, right? And I'll say it this reason why. Because here's the thing. In his case, it seems like nothing because he bet on his team to win, right? You can't like make your team, you can't do anything to make your team win the same way you can make your team lose, okay? You can drop a touchdown in the end zone, right, but you got to actually play to score, right? So it's not the case, but the thing is it's a precedence, right? If you give him a slap on the wrist for this, then what happens when somebody does a 8-game parlay for $1,500 to lose 8 straight games and they make millions and millions of dollars off it, right? So not that these games actually have integrity, but the little slice of integrity that is left, I get what they're doing. Like, I know that there's a lot of whataboutisms. Like, oh, if you're in the UFC, you can beat your wife on camera and you'll get two game or two fight suspension or whatever. Like, I get it, but I'm not a big whataboutism guy. I live through that every day in my stream in the market and in politics. So in this case, I understand why they did it. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but in the bigger spiel of it, it is. On this note, though, can we give Reggie Bush his fucking Heisman now? Okay, the man broke rules by trying to eat by taking some like small amounts of gifts when he was in college. They stripped the man of his Heisman, but now you're allowed to do it. So can we retroactively? I want to take a stand right here. Can we? They won't do it. Can we give Reggie Bush his Heisman?
They've already gone down that road. He's already appealed and everything. Literally the same week that all of those new NIL rules, the name, image, and likeness rules. Last summer, the same week that all of those got lifted, he applied to get his Heisman back. They denied him, which it had nothing to do with what was going on the field. For those that are college football fans or just general football fans to know what we're talking about, Reggie Bush in 2005 had his Heisman Trophy taken away from him, which is effectively the MVP of college football. It was taken away from him after the fact because they found out he took some cash on the side. You know, whatever. Like, it's not like he was taking steroids or anything like that, which that's its own conversation, which whatever. But it's not even anything that impacted his play on the field. He was just taking cash. You know what I mean? But whatever. You know what I mean? They're gonna let that. They're not gonna ever revisit that. Those are a lot of blue hairs. You know what I mean? In that run that Heisman Trust. But the Calvin Ridley situation, people on social media, were you seeing how pissed people were? Just basically railing the NFL. Obviously, going back to the whole, like, you know, Roger Goodell looked at a video of Ray Rice, you know, beating his girlfriend senseless in an elevator, gave him a 2-game suspension. Calvin Ridley's, you know, that's $1,500.
You know, Adrian Peterson beat his kid so bad there were welts everywhere. Yeah, I mean, it is. And like I said, I agree with those people. I'm not a whataboutism kind of guy though, because if you play that game, you just circle all day long. You know, it's like, well, this person got banned on Twitch for 3 days for showing their butthole, but this person got banned for a month for saying a derogatory slur, and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
I get it.
At the end of the day, this is just all it does is just flare up opinions around the the football world. If you're a football fan, if you're like following sports Twitter, it just flares up opinions for a day and then it goes away, and all of a sudden
you also have to have a good lawyer, okay? And I'm learning that right now, because before the show we were talking about some stuff, and I'm a little heated at the moment. One of them is what we talked about pre-market, where Twitter, I told you the Twitter thing. So Twitter, takes 30 to 60 days to get back to you about verification. I went through verification, gave them the articles that I was mentioned in by Forbes and Washington Post, something like that. And within 8 hours, they're like, nah, you're good. We don't want you to have a fucking blue check mark. Get fucked, Stocky. I'm like, wait a second. What the hell? Like, I need to like suck a microphone or something to get it? That's fine. But you know what else happened today? Stocky got his second DMCA strike, and my entire livelihood is at risk right now.
Because second?
Yeah, here you go. I'm just gonna pull this over to you. This is what pops up every time I bring up my Twitch page.
Guys, Twitch's policy for all creators, for those that don't know, is you have 3 strikes and you're out for as far as DMCA goes. So if you're listening to music that's copywritten on your stream, then they have the rights to the people that made the music that have the rights to it have the right to file a claim, and then you get a strike. This right here is Stocky's second. It says account at risk. Hold on, let me make this bigger right here. Account at risk. You have 2 copyright strikes on your channel. At 3 copyright strikes, your account may be terminated. Manage your videos. Your entire livelihood, bro.
But here's the thing, though. It was the Apple event. So last year, my one and only one was streaming the Apple event, which I'm streaming their stream that's going through YouTube, okay? And I'm commenting on it. I have stock charts up. I'm commenting on the stock. I'm commenting on the presentation.
Meaning you're adding content to it. You're not just
I'm adding content to it. I'm literally watching it and either talking about how good it is or laughing about how bad it is, and watching the stock and realizing, and doing this in real time. So it's transformative. I'm utilizing it, and I'm transforming the content in a way where I'm actually utilizing it and changing it. And so I had a back and forth with them, and they were like, you could promise us you'll never do it in the future. Like, you got rid of all the stuff and you'll be more careful in the future.
They said promise. I mean, I know probably not in those exact words, but
I never wrote back to them. I would never wrote back to them because I kept this in my back pocket. I was like, you know what? They're not giving me what they say is be more careful and be more aware of everything. So I'm like, this is transformative. So I do it again today, but this time I'm more thing, and I'm talking about this and talking about the product, and they hit me again. And I'm like, bro, this isn't even somebody watching. This is a fucking bot that goes through there. But here's the thing. Apple's such a big goddamn company with so much goddamn money. What am I going to do? Like, go to court? Here's the thing. If you guys are like, well, why doesn't somebody just fight them in court? Apple has hundreds of millions of dollars that they set aside to keep a gaggle of fucking lawyers on retention and pay them a crazy amount of money. And it doesn't matter. And you're like, well, they'll just let it go. No, they won't. Do you want to know why? Because it sets precedence. The second somebody like me goes through and wins a case, right, then it changes the whole landscape of what is and what isn't. So that could cost them hundreds of millions of dollars. So they're willing to spend a lot of money. But I'm going to fight this. I'm not going to lose my account over it. Sorry to derail the conversation, but that's the reason I'm pissed off.
As it goes back to the conversation around Calvin Ridley, it just flares up opinions. This guy bet $1,500 and he's suspended for an entire year. He's going to lose an entire year's pay because he bet money. He needs to just bet again. Just keep doubling down while he's on the sideline and just try to make his money back. Just don't let anybody know. Just don't let anybody know. Or become a quarterback, because if you become a quarterback, you make buku bucks. For those that also, saw today, thank the Lord, we got some quarterback movement finally this offseason. We got some news. Aaron Rodgers is staying a Packer. Russell Wilson going to the Broncos. And then here's a little bit, guys. We're going to talk about how the futures odds have moved. But just for the general football fan, just when we thought he was out, Aaron Rodgers pulls Packers fans back in, and then a trade shocker. The Seahawks sent Super Bowl winning quarterback Russell Wilson to the Broncos. It was a wild day in the NFL, to say the least. With sportsbooks already scrambling to adjust odds with the news that Aaron Rodgers will return to Green Bay earlier in the day, the Wilson trade forced sportsbooks to pull Super Bowl 2023 odds down for several minutes as pricing adjustments took place. When I saw this, I pulled up my little Caesars app and I tried to see. None of it was you couldn't bet on anything at the time. So it says, so with all the dust settled on the quarterback front, how did the lines move? It says Broncos odds after the Russell Wilson trade. In January, when Super Bowl 2023 odds were released, the Denver Broncos could have been found in the plus 4,000 range. However, that changed rather quickly with rumors that Aaron Rodgers' top destination other than Green Bay was Denver. Broncos Super Bowl odds moving to around 16-1. Then It says Denver Super Bowl odds plunged to around 25 to 1. Let's see where they are now. They jumped all the way back up. They're now 12 to 1. Look at that. Broncos Super Bowl odds. Hopefully some of y'all got some odds when it was 40 to 1. 40 to 1 just 3 weeks ago. It's now 12 to 1. So shout out to all the Broncos fans. I know a couple Broncos fans that are super pumped about this. You know what I mean? Like this is all that we have to really live on and by as football fans. It's March. You know what I mean?
I just say we need to. I just want to see a dual quarterback team led by Blake Bortles and Minshew. I just Gardner Minshew, Blake Bortles, 1-2 punch at quarterback will be the greatest fucking thing on earth. I just want to see that happen. Can we make that happen? I'm not saying that because I'm a Jags fan. Those are just two of the coolest motherfuckers ever. And it is what it is. Okay. But as far as the money, I think it's hilarious that this all got changed. But every time I hear Russell Wilson's name, I only think of one thing. And that is in that draft, the Jaguars took a punter in the 3rd round ahead of Russell Wilson. They took a punter, Brian Angler, a punter. They drafted a punter.
Did you know that in that
punter
in that same draft, the Broncos, who now employ Russell Wilson, took Brock Osweiler ahead of Russell Wilson. Brock Osweiler, a quarterback out of Arizona State, if you remember him, 6'7" dude, real tall, tried to follow Peyton Manning. You know what I mean? He was kind of their quarterback there for a little while, then went to Houston, got that big deal, went back to Denver, ultimately out of the league now. They drafted Brock Osweiler over Russell Wilson. So Russell Wilson, going to be a Bronco, makes for
at
the
least
most.
Take a quarterback over a quarterback, and he was great at North Carolina.
Makes for the most competitive quarterback division in football. You're looking at the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes. You're looking at the Chargers with Justin Herbert. You're looking at the Raiders who have Derek Carr, who's no slouch. Usually around the 11th or 12th best quarterback, according to PFF, if you're into that type of thing. And then now Russell Wilson joining Denver. We're in for good football next year.
We spend so much time on football. And this is the last thing I want to say. Do you want to know they took Brian Anger at number 70 overall?
Brian Unger?
I just want you to know that. The punter.
Yeah.
They took him at number 70 overall.
I mean,
I'm just throwing that out there.
Punting is, you can lose games by special teams.
Understood, but they took him ahead of names like Russell Wilson and Nick Foles and Akeem Hicks, T.Y. Hilton, Lamar Miller, Ben Jones, Kirk Cousins. I mean, I could just go on and on and on and on and on and on. It's insane.
Well, guys,
Malik Jackson. They took him ahead of Malik Jackson.
Guys, this is a big NFL day. Obviously, the big quarterback movement, the big quarterback news for all
we're done
the
with the
football
NFL.
fans.
I'm done with the NFL.
We also had, we were in the wake of all of the punishment news with Calvin Ridley. We got one more sports story.
Hold on real quick, babe. If we're listening to this, I know we've already probably fast forwarded through this because you hate the football part. It's almost there. You're going to love this one, though.
Guys, we're reading this article on apnews.com. According to this article, it says WNBA's Brittany Griner arrested in Russia on drug charges. So WNBA star Brittany Griner, she plays for Phoenix. Yeah, right here. Plays for Phoenix. Is currently stuck over in Europe right now. It says WNBA All-Star Brittany Griner was arrested last month at a Moscow airport after Russian authorities said a search of her luggage revealed vape cartridges, which I don't know. They don't have it here in the article, the footage of it. She was actually at the airport. She's getting ready to get on the plane and leave. And then her bag went through. And then, because there was vape cartridges, they, detained her or whatever. It says the Russian Customs Service said Saturday that the cartridges were ID'd as containing oil derived from cannabis, which could carry a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison. The Customs Service ID'd
in the gulag.
The person arrested as a player for the U.S. women's team and did not specify the date of her arrest. Russian media reported the player was Griner, and her agent, Lindsay Kolas, did not dispute those reports. We are aware of the situation with Brittany in Russia and are in close contact with her legal representation in Russia, her family, her teams, and the WNBA and NBA. Kolas said Saturday, as this is an ongoing legal matter, we are not able to comment further on the specifics of her case, but can confirm that as we work to get her home, her mental and physical health remain our primary concern. Dude, imagine being stuck in Russia right now. What? Imagine being a high profile, quote unquote American celebrity. Imagine being that person.
Well, I mean, let's
stuck.
let's not to be a dick, but let's not go that far.
I mean, we're talking about her.
I had no idea.
We're talking about her. Brittany Griner. You don't know who Brittany Griner was?
We've had conversations about the WNBA. The only person I ever knew that played in the WNBA was that girl that he played at UConn when they went 69-0. Yeah, that's the only NBA player I know.
But you don't know Candace Parker? Candace Parker's a baller.
No, I don't. And you know what I did learn, though, is that I had no idea that the WNBA players played in Russia in the offseason, and they make as much as 4 to 5 times as much as they do in the WNBA season while playing in Russia. She made $1 million playing in Russia, and her salary is one of the top in the WNBA at $250,000.
So it says on Saturday, the State Department issued a do not travel advisory for Russia because of its invasion of Ukraine and urged all U.S. citizens to depart immediately, citing factors including the potential for harassment against U.S. citizens by Russian government security officials and the embassy's limited ability to assist Americans in Russia. Wait a second. This didn't happen until Saturday? A do not travel advisory for Russia just happened on Saturday? Like, how many days into the invasion? You know what I mean? How many days into this freaking all-out war were we? And they didn't.
I mean, this was written on Saturday, so was it the same day? Either way,
March 5th.
First of all, let's. I don't know if she actually did have it or they're just trying to find somebody to use leverage for. But if she did have it, that might be the dumbest fucking thing you could think of. Countries going to war, you're getting out of it. It's like, oh, let me carry my weed through my cannabis cartridges to the airport. So I don't know if it's true or not, but regardless, they don't have the same laws.
There's a chance that they just made that up, you know what I mean? And they just came up
Yeah,
with
I mean, I'm surprised it was only one player, but either way, even if they made that up, I mean, there's no way to go in there and prove it. And what are you going to do? Like, is this going to be like the like feudal times where we're going to have like a prisoner swap or like a ransom or something? Like, I feel for her. Like, imagine if she gets sent to the gulag or some shit. Like, you don't come back from that. And if you do mentally, you don't come back from shit like that, going to Siberia and stuff. So I'm sure that at some point, you know, the administration, especially with how they've worked on other cases, they're going to have to work through this, but they're going to be real quiet for a while on this. I doubt we're going to hear anything because they're trying to be all real, like, careful eggshells with this. Yeah. So I actually feel bad for the girl. I feel like this administration is just going to leave her out to dry because it's not big. They won't do anything until somebody yells that, until it gets big enough by some group of people who bring attention to it. So no jokes and no, I'm not even going to fucking make a joke here. This sucks. Even if she did have the weed, it doesn't matter. Or the cannabis oil, it doesn't matter. This is bad. You do not. I mean, outside of Brazil, that's probably the only other place or the Mideast I wouldn't want to be put in prison is in Russia, especially with what's going on right now. And a lot of people are very upset in Russia at the Americans because they believe that Americans are to blame for the struggles they're going through. And, you know, not only, and we're going to get into this in a minute, is the economy fucking collapsing, because we forget about the human toll, right? We think of Putin and the oligarchs and the government and the military. We forget about the 100 million innocent people who are just trying to live their lives who can't afford anything. And not only can they not afford anything, but everything is disappearing. There's videos coming out of the malls where there's nothing on the shelves anymore because they just can't get any supplies in there, or companies are just pulling the fuck out. And some of them are taking longer than others, and the next article is about it, but they're just being left out to dry. They're being completely left isolated. Now, it works great because what you do is you make people desperate. They get pissed off at their government. They start a revolution. They take down their government, and everything's fine. But in the meantime, there's a lot of suffering that could happen, and it's just getting started. So if you want to jump into it.
Yeah, guys, Stocky's right in the sense that everything's trying to just leave Russia. And this article on CNN, McDonald's, Starbucks, and Coca-Cola, if the website will just behave for a second, McDonald's, Starbucks, and Coca-Cola, you know, are pulling out, and, you know, TBD for how long, potentially, you know, forever. But you know, here it says McDonald's and Starbucks are shutting their restaurants and cafes in Russia, and Coca-Cola is suspending its operations there in response to Russia's invasions of Ukraine. PepsiCo is also pulling some products from the country. McDonald's has decided to temporarily close all restaurants in Russia and pause all operations in the market. CEO Chris Kempczinski said in a statement Tuesday there were 847 locations of McDonald's in Russia at the close of last year, according to an investor doc. Globally, most McDonald's locations are operated by franchise operators, but that's not the case in Russia, where 84% of the locations are operated by the company, according to the document. Russia's restaurants, along with another 108 in Ukraine, all operated by McDonald's, accounted for 9% of the company's revenue in 2021. That's a big deal. 9% of a publicly traded company's revenue is a big deal to just be, you know, shutting it down like that.
Well, Visa said that like 5% of their transactions come from Russia. I mean, it's a big, you know, international player in the finance world.
So, you know, there's the full human toll, and there's a full human element to obviously everything that's going on over in Russia and Ukraine. Sometimes, you know, you just see Putin and you don't really, you know, the stories don't cover the rest. But I mean, you know, this speaks, you know, volumes. It says in Russia, we employ 62,000 people who have poured their heart and soul into our McDonald's brand to serve their communities. We work with hundreds of local Russian suppliers and partners who produce the food for our menu and support our brand. And we serve millions of Russian customers each day who count on McDonald's. In the 30 plus years that McDonald's has operated in Russia, we've become an essential part of the 850 communities in which we operate. But obviously, they still have to do, they're making a stand. So it says, but he added, at the same time, our values mean we cannot ignore the needless human suffering unfolding in Ukraine. That's McDonald's. So, you know what I mean? Like that's,
yeah, I just sent you a screenshot of the ruble to the dollar right now. It's insane, and there's been so many things online, like the Twitterverse, right? Like Twitter loves to attack and cancel people. Like they went hardcore after Coca-Cola for not pulling out of Russia, and they were like, "Oh, I'm switching to Pepsi." But for some reason, I guess they just didn't realize that Pepsi was just as involved in Russia. And I guess it's because Coca-Cola's been around so long; they've been advertising for over 100 years, and every corner of the world, if you've ever been to any place else, even third world, it's Coca-Cola signs everywhere. So I guess people just believe that they're more involved than Pepsi.
It's like, you mean Pepsi, like a perceived market leader?
Yeah, like perceived, like you go there and Coca-Cola's there because they've been advertising for years. They were there before them, so you automatically assume that. So everybody's going after Coca-Cola and like that, and Pepsi's just got that little Homer Simpson into the bush thing, like y'all shit, we ain't saying shit, and then we're gonna go ahead and pull out what this is all over, so we can get all the love now, and then pull out later, and then people are like, wait, it's too late. So it's already happened. We've already seen a bunch of other companies pull out. We've seen Netflix stop the streaming there. Batman didn't even get screened there. So many other countries, everybody but Europe and pulling oil. So that's the funny thing is that we've talked about this before, and we're not going to deep dive in Russia. But the crazy thing is that all these embargoes, the one bread and butter is oil and gas, and they're all still buying that from Russia. And the crazy thing is that oil and gas prices have doubled and tripled. So any money that they're cutting off from Russia, otherwise, Russia's making in how much oil costs, and they're buying it. So if anything, nothing's really changing. The only people that are really getting hurt right now are the citizens. And like I showed you that right there, at 0.007 rubles to a dollar, it is now a Roblox Robuck is actually worth more money to US dollars than a ruble. That's
Jesus.
right, ladies and gentlemen. A Roblox Robuck or whatever. There are kids out there that are now considered oligarchs in fucking Russia.
So you'll see this chart over the past 30 days, the value of the ruble has plummeted by 50%. So, I mean,
imagine the US dollar dropped 50% in a month.
So you heard Stocky say we're not going to talk Russia. I mean, what we don't want to do is just cover just the all out. I mean, because everybody's getting it endlessly from all news outlets at this point. But
just like your mom.
The Russia from all news outlets. I mean, that's
no, but you said getting it from all, and then I missed Mike. Just shut up and keep going.
So what we're dealing with, I knew where you were going. I just wanted to put you on blast.
Bro, speaking of mom jokes, I just roasted somebody on Twitter, and I'm going to show you their comeback. So I wrote on Twitter earlier, it took Twitter less than 8 hours to dot my verified badge. This guy goes, not going to lie, your reach is shit. And I said, your mom's isn't. And this was his reply. He tagged all of the Happy International Women's Day 2022 into all the women in my home trying to
shot, bro.
Yeah.
It took Twitter less than 8 hours to deny my verified badge. Not gonna lie, your reach is shit. Your mom's isn't. Yo, that's actually a pretty funny reply to you. That's actually pretty. This guy kind of got you a little bit. That's actually pretty funny.
I don't know. I think I still won. I feel like that was a cop out.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't see any likes on yours in 21 minutes. I don't know. I don't see his likes or whatever. But like, man, that's funny. That's funny. Normally, people don't have much witty to say back to you. Normally, people are just sort of like left. Like kind of speechless a little bit. This guy comes back with some funny shit.
Oh, he's not. It's not live, so he had time to do it. Like it's not. I do it live, so
yeah.
So it's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, it says here 22 minutes. You responded 28. You know what I mean? 1 minute he said that, and then you immediately said your mom's. That's funny. That's funny. But
I don't play around. But listen. I may yoink content, okay. But I need to get into the business of yoinking super yachts. Now, we've talked about super yachts with Bezos and stuff like that, but Bezos' super yacht is small compared to the ones around the world. And there is piracy is back. But here's the funny thing. Here's the crazy thing. Not remember, but for those who aren't aware, 400 years ago, there were two different types of piracy going on. There were pirates, and then there were privateers. A pirate was somebody who was outside the law and taking down ships and taking cargo and killing people. A privateer was a pirate with a license, And what that meant was that you got a little piece of paper from the governor of, or the prime minister, the king of your country that said, hey, under our protection, you can go, and any of our enemies, you can do whatever you want as long as you give us part of the booty. And guess what? It's legal now. If you get caught by them, you're fucked, but you're good. And that was a privateer. And so now we've got modern day government privateers going on. Alex, tell them what we're talking about.
Look at this. Look at this yacht, guys. You want this? You want this? I mean, probably 600 million bucks. Look at this super yacht.
F cubed, Alex. If it flies, floats, or fucks, rent it, don't buy it.
France, you want it? I mean, for a weekend? You know what I mean? Rent it for a weekend?
You know how much it costs? Okay, people don't realize this about boats. Boats cost 10% of its value at minimum every year just in upkeep and maintenance. And something that big, it's probably going to cost 20%. So if it's $3 billion, it's going to cost you $300 to $600 million a year to keep it floating.
But how good of a hangout would this be for like a Friday through Sunday type of deal? You know what I mean? How good of a hangout, and then you just leave?
They have Airbnbs and shit, Alex.
Okay, guys, Stocky, let it be known, Stocky doesn't want a trip on the super yacht. Okay, so for any one of you guys out there that are trying to invite people, if I'm
invited to that super yacht, my life is in danger. Okay, because there is no other reason why I'm invited to that super yacht. Either I'm into some deep shit, or I'm about to get into some deep shit. There is no other reason that I'm going to that yacht.
France seizes a yacht linked to Russian oligarch at Mediterranean port. Vessel linked to Igor Sechin taken as Hamburg authorities deny confiscation of Alisher Usmanov's $600 million super yacht. I mean, what the hell, bro? I mean, just yoinking yachts. France's finance minister has announced the country has seized the yacht linked to Rosneft boss Igor Sechin in the Mediterranean port of La Ciotat as German local authorities denied reports they had also seized the super yacht belonging to Russian billionaire Alisher Usmanov. So the country's just like, hey, you're Russian, you got a yacht, we're gonna take it on the grounds of we're standing up to Russia. At least that's what it seems like.
Open season right now, man.
French finance.
It's fucking open season. They're letting everybody. Fun fact. This will be awesome. I don't know if you know this or not. Remember that story of the kid who was tracking Elon Musk and then he tried to buy him out?
He's
tracking the yachts now.
Yeah, I saw
he's tracking the yachts. Dude, I told you this is going to be much bigger because of the thing. Everything we said was right. If Elon would have given him 50 grand, it would have gone away. But by denying it and doing this, he got so much more attention. And now look at it. He's everywhere. This kid is awesome. There's some government out there that's probably going to pay him a lot of money to track it because they've called open season on these yachts. They're just like, yoink, 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 fucking take them.
So
every country's like, oh shit, I get a yacht now. They've got like little dudes on little skivvies out there like, we're going for it's like legal fucking piracy, man.
They're like, you're Russian, we're taking your shit. This story gets kind of confusing though. It says French finance minister Bruno Le Maire said it had seized a yacht linked to the whatever in the Igor Sechin in the Mediterranean port. The finance ministry said the yacht was owned by an entity of which Sechin had been identified as the main shareholder. The announcement came as authorities in Hamburg denied reports that Usmanov's yacht had been seized in a shipyard in the German port city. No yachts have been confiscated. A spokesperson for Hamburg's economic authority said a handover of the yacht to its owner is also currently not planned. No yacht is going to leave the port that is not allowed to do so. People are just clamping down on yachts, man. I don't know.
Dude, no, this is legitimately just what cops do now. They have that. Oh, I forgot the term is where they just they seize your money because they say, oh, we're keeping it because we assume that it's used in drugs or in some illegal activity. No proof of it, right? No proof of it. They just seize it, and then what happens is 5 years down the road after you've been in prison or you don't have the money to fight it or whatever like that, they just keep it and divvy it up. That's what's gonna happen here.
Bro,
that's what's gonna happen here.
This is insanity. The picture, if you have the article pulled up on your end of the dill bar owned by Russian billionaire Alisher Usmanov.
Oh, you think that's cool? I got something I should have sent you earlier.
This is a cruise ship, bro. This is insane. This one guy owns this? No shot, man. That's you're right about that upkeep. Like to keep this being a thing that's usable and fun and stuff, that's got to be so expensive. That's got to be, what'd you say, about 60 million a year or something like that? About 10%?
It's something crazy, but I got to show you this. You want to see something? Here, I'll show you. I'll show you something crazy. Oh shit, I didn't keep the I
mean, all in all, I mean, things that are that are happening right now in the world it's largely being impacted.
Oh, here it is. This will blow your mind. This will blow your mind. If you want something, I went down a rabbit hole with this. I was going to bring it on my stream, but I never got a chance to. This is going to fuck with you. Look at this. This is amazing. And if you ever want to, if you have time later and you want to look through it, look at this tweet. Pull that picture up. Pull that picture up. Speaking of yachts.
It says Putin is a virus. Hold on, I got it right here.
But just look at that. Look at that right there. It shows where all the yachts are and how much they cost and what they look like.
Oligarchs
That's
yacht.
insane.
It says Oligarchs yacht map V4, highlighting the vessels frozen according to new EU sanctions issued just hours ago. All except for NORD are in EU waters and can be seized by law enforcement of Italy, France, and Germany, Ukraine, Italy, France, and Germany. And then it's just throwing hashtags Ukraine.
The
and
one
Russia
on the
out
top
there.
left is worth $1.2 billion. It's 162 meters long.
Bro, what?
That's 2 football fields long, 22 meters wide.
So these are, hold on, open it. I'm going to just get the
These
image.
are all the oligarchs, ships and where they're at. The ones with the little targets are ones that have been seized.
Look at this one, bro. Yeah, you're right. $1.2 billion. This has been seized?
No, the ones with the little targets have been seized.
Oh, okay. This is just all of them. This one's 120 million has been seized. Hold on. Where's another?
Think about that broke bitch in the middle with the $65 million yacht. Get the fuck out of here.
There's the Dilbar right there. 800 million been seized, bro. Look at these yachts. These yachts are freaking gorgeous, man.
Why would you put a $7 million yacht on this, man? That's fucking stupid. That's like everybody goes out to dinner at a 5-star restaurant and they're all like, eating steak and shit, and they're like the guy who's just eating the appetizers and paying for his water or some shit. Like why would you put that there? That, like everybody, even the oligarchs are like, I do not want to be known where my ship is, but please redo it without the poor ship. I don't want to be on this, okay?
Where is that, in Colombia? Where did that thing get seized?
It's got an X on it, so I guess they got rid of it.
Hold on.
It wasn't lumped in with everyone else's super yachts.
Oh, no, I see the line keeps going. Hold on, the line keeps going.
On the bottom third from the left.
No,
X
I see it. The Lady Anastasia. But if you look at the line, I'm trying to figure out where it is right now. The line goes up, and it turns right at Colombia. I think that's Colombia. But anyway, it goes.
No, not that one. No, that one. If you take the line up, it's right east of Spain.
That's in Ibiza.
Yeah, in Ibiza.
Yeah, that's like on the island right off of the coast of Spain, bro. That's where that thing is. They got a $7 million yacht there, bro. You're right. That's
$7 million's trash. I have boat show in Miami. That's not even middle of the road. Get that trash out of here. Can you even call him an oligarch at that point?
I don't know, but I'd still hang out on a $7 million yacht.
You know what? And here's the thing. You think upkeep is that much now? Imagine they're probably going to have to get rid of these because they're not going to be able to afford to buy the fuel on them whenever this is all over. I'm sorry, but gas prices are insane. And now I'm not trying to be a worrywart or everything, but not every recession was caused by a oil spike, in oil prices, but every major spike in oil prices led to a recession. And oil is going 130, 140 a barrel, and that's not including what happened today with Biden finally, quote unquote, banning imports of Russian oil to America. We don't know. I mean, Russia is saying, and they're saying 300 a barrel later this year. Other people are saying as much as $200 a barrel. The average gas price in America right now, $4.20. Nice. $4.20. And that's average. That's not including the high areas. There's places in North Carolina where it's $5, $6. It's crazy.
Real quick, you see that the Putin's yacht is on here, the Graceful, and it's only 100 million versus some of the others. Putin?
That's because that's the only one in his personal number. The rest of them are not under his name. He's not stupid.
Guys, gas prices are the most expensive in U.S. history, breaking record from 2008 after rising dramatically following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The price of gas reached a record, topping a high that had stood for nearly 14 years. As of Tuesday morning, the average national price for a gallon of regular gasoline touched $4.17, according to AAA, the highest price ever, not accounting for inflation. That was up from $4.07 on Monday. The previous high was $4.11 on July 17th, 2008. That would come to around $5.25 today when adjusted for inflation. That's pretty damn expensive, man. The cost for diesel is nearing the record of $4.84, also set in July. The price for a gallon of diesel is $4.75, more than double what it was in October 2020. One of the main components of the rising cost of the invasion of Ukraine, of course. Everything, guys, just comes back to this I mean, we know this. This is why we're only talking about the sort of the economic impacts and some of the, the tangential stories that are occurring as a result of the, Russian invasion of Ukraine. But it's just the only thing that's happening right now. Russia's invading Ukraine, and the world is completely turning and flipping upside down. Russia's economy is fully tanking as well. We got a story here. We know we just already talked about the ruble. The story here.
Yeah, their economy's tanked and the people are done. I don't want to spend too much time on it because there's a lot of unknowns there, and we know that their economy's tanking. But the economy is not going to actually tank until people stop buying oil. And this is what we talked about on a previous podcast. The EU and everybody is like yelling at Russia, like, oh, we're going to sanction you. They finally went after the banks, but turns out it was only a couple banks out of the 300 banks they have on the SWIFT network that got blocked. And they're talking tough, but behind the scenes, they're not doing shit because they are legitimately. It's like a baby cow yelling at its mom, "I hate you, go to hell," but then needing to go suck its milk out. Like, that's kind of what's happening right now. They cannot rely on it. And no offense to them, but because the EU wanted to be all hoity-toity progressive, and there's nothing wrong with being progressive, but over the top and trying to completely go from old energy to clean new energy without doing a natural transition or a slow transition, they caught themselves in a position where they're fucked. They don't have the infrastructure or the ability or the output from clean energy. They cut off all their nuclear and coal energy. So guess what? They're stuck on pumping it from Russia. And that's how it is. Now, the first country to block Russian imported oil. So brave, and such a stand up. I was so impressed. Canada, even though they don't import any Russian oil, was the first to ban importing of Russian oil. So brave. Thank you, Canada. But now the United States is doing it, even though the United States, only 3% of U.S. imports are from Russia. It's still a big chunk for Russia, but the EU isn't going. Germany's sitting there back like, oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Germany needs it, man. Germany's got no option right now. I mean, they're like,
well,
what,
and
80%?
Germany is the tit for the rest of the EU, so it just falls in line. It's just how it is. Now, everybody's like, well, it's fine. Why not just get the oil from Norway? They have plenty of oil. Yes, but they're not in a position to. They don't have the way to ship it or distribute it or pipe it out to all of the EU. So it doesn't matter how much shit you got. If you can't get it to everybody, it doesn't matter. I think Saudi Arabia is the key here. I think Saudi Arabia already hates Russia. They fuck with each other all the time, and I think they could set it up. But at the same time, nobody wants to go with Saudi Arabia because it's like, well, Russia's really bad, but is Saudi Arabia much better? You know what I mean? So it's in a bad spot right now. And so we're seeing that. But not only that, and I know this is going to make me bad, but I am a big believer in the POP. Profits over people. Not that I believe that, but I'm saying, like, I mean, there's always money to be made, and you have to decide on a moral compass where you want to do it. I've been playing a few things. Wheat is up 75% this week. Okay, this month. Ukraine is the breadbasket of the EU, right? They make all the wheat. Now all of a sudden you've got people that are fleeing. They're not harvesting it, not growing it and sowing it. And then Russia took the southern port city, so there's no way to ship it out. So wheat's gone up, palladium's gone up, nickel, gold, silver. Sunseed oil is at the highest it's ever been. Corn is going up. Soybean is going up. Everything is going up. I went out for the first time this past weekend. We went to meet some friends at a park, and that sounded dirty, but at a park, and I stopped to get some barbecue, right? Because let me tell you something. This isn't my rant, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Listen. Don't fucking go and barbecue at a large park, okay? Here's what I'm going to say. Number one, it's more expensive, time-consuming, and shit to have to go do all. You go buy charcoal, buy this, get that, go lug it all there, fucking cook it. Just go to the barbecue place, support the business. It's going to cost you less, and there's no work. Number two, if you are going to do that, okay, be aware of your fucking surroundings, okay? If I am on a bench 35 feet from you, okay, please have some fucking, some at least wherewithal of the wind direction. This son of a bitch one time poured out water on the coals, and it was just this hot smoke right into us. Like, it pissed me off. And number three, clean up after yourselves, okay, people? Don't leave your coals in there, because if I come and I'm actually dumb enough to grill out, I don't need to clean off your fucking coals, okay? All right, now I'm done. But when I went there to order it, the big signs all over said, due to the rising cost of beef, rib prices have gone up. Like, everyone's getting touched. Grocery stores, insane. You think it's bad now. It's incrementally going up around, but what they're doing is they're increasing one cycle of groceries and home goods at a time, and that way you don't notice it as much, but it's getting bad, and it's only going to get worse.
Consumers facing higher prices for products made with corn and wheat
out,
could
sorry.
be in for more pain as global supplies grow tighter because of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Now, I appreciate the rant about the stuff in the park. I get it. People are dumb. They do dumb stuff. Dude, it's the same with people that, you know what I mean, that are smoking, cigarettes downwind or upwind from you. And they don't even think to maybe just go downwind, whatever. Wheat prices.
When I smoked, I would never, ever, ever smoke in a building, inside of a domicile or a closed space. And if I did have to smoke, I would go way the fuck away. Like I just understood that that's not cool, right? Like it's not something. It's like I always say, like, what if somebody was farting, right? Like, would you want them to walk away? Like that's how I always looked at it.
How many times would you say on a plane, real quick? How many times would you say you got 180 people? How many times would you say on average each person farts during that plane ride?
How long of a plane ride?
You call it 2 hours.
I would say
The average.
most everybody farts at least once just from the pressure, right? Because at some point up or down, the pressure is going to fuck with the gas in your body. So I would say 180 plus you got some fat asses on there. You got people that have eaten airport food. You've got people that were eating bad breakfast because they were in a hurry that morning. Yep. You've got people that were drinking shit coffee. I would say let's go with 2 to that on average for everybody. That means like 4 for some people, yep. 1 for others. I would say 2. So 180 people, exactly. I would say 360 would be what I would say.
Yeah, I thought 2 is your average. I would say that's like your par. About right in the meaty part of the bell curve. You take a 2-hour flight, you got about 2 farts in you. You got about, you drink maybe a really protein heavy peanut butter shake beforehand. No, yeah, you got
drinks like a protein heavy peanut butter shake before a flight.
Some people do. My brother did it one time. He farted like 16 times.
That's just dumb. That's like the assholes that pull out their fucking lobster meal on the plane.
Guys, wheat prices jumped 37% and corn prices jumped 21% so far in 2022 after rising more than 20% throughout all of 2021. Persistently rising inflation has already prompted companies like Kellogg and General Mills to raise prices and pass the cost off to consumers, and that pattern may worsen with the current crisis. Real quick, I'm going to take it says Kellogg and General Mills raise prices, passing the costs off to the consumers. The way they say that makes it sound like they even have a choice. Like, you don't really have a choice in the matter. You're just paying for the...
Oh, yeah, you do. You do. I mean, Chipotle during the entire during the pandemic made a business decision to eat the delivery fee cost in order to have customer retention and loyalty for when COVID was over. So you do, but the reason that they're going to do it is consumer spending continues to go up. Personal savings are going down, so all the money people saved in 2020, they're just spending. Consumer spending is going up at the same time these prices are going up, meaning that profit margins are doing fine. So they're just going to keep doing it. At some point, you're going to get stagflation, which, trust me, if shit doesn't change in the next 3 months, Alex, you're going to see economic problems right now that are going to be worse in 2008 in the long run. It won't be as sudden, but it's going to be worse. But yeah, so they're going to keep doing that, but then eventually people are going to run out of money. And here's the thing. Competition is supposed to drive prices lower, but if everybody gets a piece of that pie, it stays high long before it comes back down, even when it comes down. And what people don't realize is corn is in a lot of shit. It's not just in your food and your popcorn and your moonshine. Okay, there is stuff in everything. Everything that has corn syrup in it and sugar. Yeah, that's all going to go up. Yogurt. Batteries, I mean, you name it. Corn is in everything. Toothpaste, dish detergent, paper, clothing dyes, explosives, soaps. I mean, it's just insane. Like, people don't realize that outside of petroleum, corn is the most versatile used commodity in the world.
So it says the U.S. is not a key trading partner with Russia and Ukraine, but is nonetheless likely to feel the shock from other major countries that do rely on Russia and Ukraine. So goes the global economy. If you're a party of it, everybody's feeling it. That's kind of the basis idea of economy. We're all here. It's all a trade-off. You know what I mean? People giving stuff to other countries taking stuff from other countries, and it's just a big chain link. So obviously prices are going up. Russia and Ukraine, guys, that's pretty much the holistic economic approach we wanted to take talking about Russia and Ukraine today. As far as people in the world that are actually making money.
Russia, remember, they blocked the screening.
Yeah, I mean, as far as people in the world that are actually making money, you know what I mean, and not just being impacted negatively by all this, Batman, which opened last weekend, opens to a $128 million box office, the second biggest pandemic debut. First is Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, it was Spider-Man. It was crazy. And if it wasn't for the restrictions, Spider-Man would have beat out both Avengers.
Look at this picture right here, Batman, and And who is it? Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz right here. Good.
Have you seen it yet? I haven't seen it. I'm afraid to watch any Batmans because I feel like I just don't know how many I can watch before the character is lost.
I'm not going to a 3-hour movie. I'm not watching a 3-hour movie. 3 hours, bro. I'm not watching a 3-hour movie. 2 hours, you got me. Popcorn, milk duds.
But I thought you watched Avengers. Isn't that 3 hours?
Not in one sitting.
Oh.
I break it up, man. You know what I mean? You watch for a little while.
I had to break up Avatar. I didn't even really like Avatar. I thought it was an overrated movie by a lot.
What? Avatar?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
I guess listen, I can understand.
I felt like after the beginning, I feel like the beginning and the end were great. Like the first hour and the last hour were great, but that middle hour was just a bunch of fucking, like I was just like, is this gonna be some 3D anime porn, or are we?
It kind of
like,
is.
What are we
at a
doing
certain
here?
moment, it kind of is. Did you see it in 3D though?
I have no idea. I was probably drunk. I used to drink a lot back then.
It was 2009. Came out actually December 16, 2009 was the release date. I have no idea why I remember that. It came out that day, and it was like the first movie that had like a big, huge, massive like 3D, you know what I mean, like component to it that actually did it right. And I remember going and just being mind blown. I was like 18 years old, and I was like, this is the coolest movie I've ever seen. But it was because of the technology. It wasn't because of the story. The story kind of felt, simple. But I mean,
I don't know. I didn't enjoy it that much. It just wasn't my cup of tea. It just was too much going on, and I just wasn't into it. Doesn't mean it was a bad movie. Maybe if I watch it again, like in an older mindset, it'll be different. But now I'm watching kid shit with my daughter who doesn't even like TV.
Have you seen Encanto?
I don't think so.
Oh man, apparently Encanto's the one for like if you have like a toddler or whatever, like all toddlers in the world are losing their mind.
Okay, yeah, no, I haven't seen any of that. My daughter doesn't like watching TV and shit. The only thing she likes to watch is farm animals because I took her to a couple farms and she loves it. But if I put on a fucking, give her a show or a TV or give her a game on the phone, she throws it away and she wants to go build shit and take shit apart and see how shit works. And so, yeah, I didn't give her a tablet for the first year. So I did that on purpose, and it's great because all she wants to do is just discover and dig and do stuff. So I'm just nurturing that habit, and it's tough because, it's a lot of attention, but it's important to her. And I know that, my life's all fucked in my past, but, I want her to have that. I mean, that's kind of the only reason I'm going to LA is actually, I told my chat this, that well, I don't want to get dark here or deep here, but yeah, so but it's awesome and I love it, but yeah, no, I didn't see it. The problem with the Batmans is that I've never been a fan of the Batman movies. I thought that the worst one was the one that had that was all futuristic. What was that? Was that Val Kilmer?
Batman Forever,
the one that had Jack Nicholson. Nicholson as the
Joker.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't think I've seen that one.
I don't know. The one with Mr. Freeze was horrible. I think.
What? The one with Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze? That one
Mr.
was so
Freeze
fun.
was actually a hero that they made look like a villain. But yeah, so I wasn't a fan. I mean, it was just every Batman was a different person. It was a different universe. And I thought that was kind of cool. The Christian Bale Batman I kind of liked because it was a much darker, grittier, but like not dark, weird, funny. It was like a darker one. And the character development for the villains was so good. Like that's why I liked it, because it wasn't just about special effects and everything else. Like it was focused on character development. And that's what I loved about it. I didn't see the Batman with what's his name, the guy who's sober now, Ben Affleck.
He did a Batman?
Yeah, the Batman versus Superman or whatever.
Oh, I don't even know, bro. I didn't even know he did that.
He was in a Batman. Now Robert Pattinson, the guy who was a fucking glitter kitty and then became, whatever.
He was the
fucking,
dude in Harry Potter. He was Cedric Diggory in Harry Potter.
No, he wasn't. He was the dude in Twilight.
I don't think those two things are mutually exclusive. I think you can all.
No, you're talking about Elijah. No, not Elijah Wood. What's the fucking British kid with the glasses that was in that? That's Harry Potter. No, Robert Pattinson was the twinkle guy.
I didn't say he was Harry Potter. I said he was in Harry Potter. And I mean,
I didn't
like
watch
the movie.
Any of the Harry
I don't
Potters.
mean the
I don't know. I never saw any of the Harry Potters.
He was a character, whatever, in Harry Potter.
Oh, well, why would you bring that up when he was known for Twilight?
Because I didn't see a Twilight movie. I saw a Harry Potter movie.
I didn't see Twilight either, but I know he was in Twilight. Whatever. And then he started getting whatever. And then apparently he did a movie called The Lighthouse with William Dafoe that was amazing. And now he's Batman. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know if I'm ready for this. I feel like the more I go and see things that are remade, the more I'm disappointed, and I want to hide in a little hole somewhere and just live in my.
For you, you may not be ready for Batman. or movies or whatever. For
Men.
me,
Oh, that sounds like fun.
for me, I'm not ready for companies that offer employees masturbation breaks with inside of these little tiny pods.
No. You need to start that over. A pod for masturbation breaks. If a company gives you just random masturbation breaks, that's fucking awesome. Like, hey man, you got 15 minutes, go jerk one out there, somewhere. I don't care where, your car or whatever. But if you're not jerking it, you need to be back at your office. That's what I'm doing. I'm edging for 10 minutes first,
like
and then I'm gonna look up some fucking pygmy porn. And
it's probably way healthier than a smoke break.
I mean, it could be.
Depends on
but
how
it's
many you
also
take.
better because think about it though. Think about the productivity that would go up if you that's why I tell everybody that watches my show, clear your head before you trade, because if you're not clear, you're frustrated, you're thinking about the wrong things, right? You want to get rich because you want to have a yacht with girls and all this other stuff like that when you could just steal a yacht. No. Clear your head out and think about it right. Think about it. Sexual harassment in the workplace would go down. If Activision gave out masturbation breaks, they wouldn't have a problem. You have you do that. People are less horny. People are not thinking about porn and sex all day. I mean, men, we think about sex nonstop. The only time we don't think about sex is the 10 minutes after we come, and then we're back to it again. But that's 10 minutes of productivity. I think it would be awesome. You just got to make sure people wash their hands and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't see a problem with this. My problem is that pod, because here's the thing. I don't know if you brought it up or not.
If you're not
think of this pod like running a train on somebody, right? You want to be the first guy, like maybe the second. If you're eighth or more back in line, you're taking some risks, okay? That's all I'm saying.
So it says an open-minded company is offering its employees the opportunity to masturbate during work hours, and they've even ordered custom-built W pods. I don't know what that means. To help them out. It must be the brand.
Wank pods, probably?
Wank, yeah, whatever. The unusual work perk has been introduced by Strip Chat, an adult website and social network with 200 employees. Located within the brand's Cyprus office, the 4 high-tech pods will be kitted out with masturbatory accessories for the ultimate VR experience.
My question is who's cleaning up this pod? Who cleans it? And when is it cleaned?
Whoa, bro. I mean... What? This company's got 200 employees. It employs 200 people. It's called Strip Chat. This company's called Strip Chat, employing 200 people, bro. And it says it's complete with an Oculus Quest VR headset and 4K LED screen to watch the X-rated films. After the construction is complete, the custom pods will appear as large black spheres with a chair inside for the user to sit back and relax. And no way, don't go in this.
Tell them to go to their car. Like, I don't get it. Like, why? And you know what the thing is like, I already know that if that was in my office, everybody, because I'm always the guy who's like, you know what, fuck it, I'll be the first one to go. Like when I was at this wedding for one of my mods, I was at her wedding, and we all sat down, we all got brought into this big wedding, and like everybody was sat at the table, and like I was at a table with a bunch of other young people and whatever, and then there was, whatever, there's all these different tables of family stuff, and everybody's sitting with this salad in front of them, and I'm looking around, there's 100 people, no one's touching their salad, and I look over, I'm like, why the fuck isn't anyone eating? I was like, fuck this, I'm hungry, so I started eating my salad, and then everybody at my table was like, well, fuck it, he's doing it, I'll do it too, right? Like, it was like a thing, and then it turns out that apparently there was a prayer or some shit, and we already ate our salad, but nobody told me that. But at the same time, it's like, that's how it is. Like, I'm always going to be that guy who's like, fuck it, I'll go first, I don't care. If that happened, I would be the guy to go first. And I don't care if everybody knows it, because I'm probably going to leave the door down and make eye contact with somebody just to assert dominance. But the thing is either I'm first or I'm not using it, because I have no way I'm going in there after some sweaty dude is in there fucking rubbing coconut oil and body grease to jacket it to fucking, an amputee French girl with hairy armpits and a fucking cleft lip. You know what I mean? Like, that's, I don't care what you're into, but I'm not, what am I supposed to do? How do I follow up? I go in there, it smells, there's goo everywhere, there's pubic hair. No. And is fucking Consuela coming in there and cleaning up after everyone? I don't know how this is going to go. I'm not interested. It's a no from me.
It should be a no from everybody. It says, in addition, the pods will house lotion, lube, and of course tissues. Jesus Christ. All right. That's the, as far as the weirdest stories that we could have ever come up with, this is 100% the weirdest.
Why have porn in there when they could just hook the 4K up to cameras at in girls' dressing rooms?
It says lucky employees will get to, whatever. I'm infatuated with the story. You're right.
You didn't hear the transition. That was such a great fucking transition.
You did. I'm just infatuated with a company that would do this. But guys, Stocky's right. He had a really good transition. Clearwater Marine Aquarium cancels upcoming Mermaid show in the wake of recording incident. An upcoming
incident. I love the word incident.
It can mean anything, man. You can use incident for literally anything. Whatever. An upcoming mermaid show at the Clearwater Marine Aquarium has been canceled. A representative with CMA contacted 8 on your side on Friday night saying, out of respect for the Mermaid performers, there will not be a Mermaid show at CMA this spring. The announcement comes following a meeting with performers who were recorded without their knowledge in December 2020 as they changed into their mermaid costumes. Those mermaid performers didn't learn about what had happened for months. The Aquarium hired a private law firm to conduct an independent investigation into what happened. The Aquarium executive who possessed the recording was suspended and later resigned. The Aquarium CEO since retired. Ashley Mangle is one of the performers who was recorded. She felt like it was a slap in the face. Whatever. It says canceling is only right after we were violated and lied to, Mangle said in a text message, and then our images were used to advertise the event. We were fired for being victims. Yeah, it's effed up, man. People do effed up stuff.
Well, this reminds me of when they caught those people at Hooters doing it.
I didn't even know that was a thing. People
yeah,
do
like
stuff,
but
bro.
Here's the thing. By the way, little PSA for everybody here. Just so you're aware, there are people that run Airbnbs that have hidden cameras. There are many ways to tell if you have hidden cameras. Number one, go in the bathroom, any mirrors, touch your finger to the mirror. If there's a little gap reflection, it's a regular mirror. If there's no gap reflection, it's a one-way mirror. So you might want to check behind that. Also, at night, get yourself a flashlight and if you can, an LED, but regular flashlight. Turn off all the lights and scan it. And if you see any little blue reflections there's a camera there. I'm not trying to freak anybody out, but just so you're aware. But speaking of that, yes, that happened. There was a big lawsuit there. Mermaid shows I didn't know were a thing. Seems kind of dangerous, but I guess it's better than fucking with a orca. But yeah, this is insane. So the thing is that people are weird. Do you remember Aaron Andrews, that thing?
Yeah, the reverse peephole.
Where the guy drilled the hole and was like in the wall of the
no, he reversed her peephole in her door in her hotel.
Did he?
Yeah, it's the Seinfeld episode with the reverse peephole. He did it in real life. He did it.
Did he? I thought it was he drilled a hole because it was pretty clear, so I didn't know that it was like that.
He just reversed the peephole.
Oh, I mean, I may or may not have watched that video a few dozen times, but the thing is that I remember when that was a big deal.
You need a pod? Maybe.
No, I don't need a pod.
30 minutes.
I'm old school. I just go to my car. Or actually, matter of fact, based on this picture I have here, I don't even need that. I could just use a pipe in a back alley. But it doesn't matter. Listen, I know a guy who's selling a slightly used. Never mind.
Oh, guys, that's a show. There's a show.
That's the show.
There's a show. That's a show.
In case my stream is in case today was my last stream and I'm copyright banned, it was an honor.
It was a salute. 07. Salute, guys.
7 Gamer Vet 07.
Stocky's random rant, which he actually listed here in our Run a Show. Car customizations. What pisses you off about car customizations? Stock, man.
You really want me to go on this? Because when I told you about it pre-show, you seemed very judgmental.
I was not judgmental. We already talked about this.
Your tone was very judgmental.
I wasn't judgy. My tone wasn't judgy. I wanted to make sure we had our Run a Show laid out nice
You're like,
and clear.
Oh, that's your rant?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Dude, this is your rant? Car customizations? Bro.
Okay. I'm going to make this rant, okay? I'm going to make this rant, and a lot of people are going to agree with me, but everybody out there named Tanner and Brad is probably going to be pissed off. But I'm going to say it anyways, okay? Listen, if you want to I come from the South, okay? I know about people customizing their cars and their trucks, okay? It's cool. If you want to look like a douchebag and you want to raise your truck up 4 inches even though you don't have mud within 600 miles, that's fine, okay? If you want to paint and I'm not making this up, if you want to paint your Mustang orange with black kitty stripes, a Garfield on the side with a middle finger, and a tongue sticking out the front because you think that's cool, hey, that's fine, okay? I can tell from a mile away if you're a virgin or not. That's cool. Hey, listen, it's great, all right? You're a virgin or you have, confidence issues. That's fine. I don't care. You do you. But for the love of fucking God, no one, not even your girlfriend or whoever is fucking hanging out with you because you supply them drugs, likes it when you cut off the end of your muffler, okay? There is no one in this world who hears you drive by with your giant muffler cap or your cut down muffler on your motorcycle or your stupid fucking 19-year-old Civic and says, wow, that guy's cool, or holy shit, I wonder who that was. No one cares. You are annoying. You are dumb. No one likes you. We all wish we could fucking throw spikes out on the street and make you wreck and not come get up your limping body as you bleed out on the side of the fucking road because you hit the goddamn guardrail because you couldn't hear the people honking.
We don't want anything like that.
No, not me. I'm saying this has happened because people are so loud they don't hear people honking, and next thing you know, they get into accidents. And I'm just saying.
I just wanted to catch you. I know you're blacked out right now. I just wanted to catch you.
Okay, I blacked out. Sorry, we'll bleep that part out. But what I'm saying is it's annoying. Okay, I have a baby. Okay, I live in a neighborhood. Keep that shit in the fucking Everglades. No one likes it. What can I just want to know what goes through your head when you decide, hey, I just got saved up 4 months of pay from my job at fucking Arby's, and I'm gonna blow it on a muffler because everyone. What do you think? Everyone's gonna think it's cool. People are gonna notice you. Like, if you want to be noticed like that, just put a sticker that says, I'm an asshole, okay? We'll notice you. I'm sorry I'm blacked out, but please, for the love of fucking God, if you want to customize it and look like an idiot, that's fine, but I don't need to hear it, especially at 2 in the goddamn morning when I have a baby.
What do you think about street glow underneath the undercarriage of the car?
It's not my cup of tea. I think it's dumb, but you know, it's not. It doesn't affect me. If it doesn't, it's like religion, right? I don't care. I'm not a religious guy. I don't believe in stuff like that. But you know something? Believe in whatever you want to believe in. You want to believe that there is a God with 9 heads, or there's this. That's fine. Do what you want to do. If it makes you happy at the end of the day, if it makes you feel less alone, if it makes you believe that you're not going to die and just decompose into the fucking ground and be nothing and no one's going to remember you, that's fine. Do it. Don't try to push it on me, and don't hurt anybody in the name of your religion. Same thing with these people. You want to look like a fucking weeb or a serial killer or a Nazi, or you want to have a spoiler, or you want to have those. Wait, have you ever seen those fucking balls that hang off the bottom of the truck? What the fuck goes through these people's heads?
Oh, on the back of the truck. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they literally have a nutsack hanging off. Like, what goes through your head? Like, well, that's a good idea. Like, I don't get it. Okay, but it's cool. Fine, do whatever you want to do. I'll laugh at you, but you don't care because you're a confident person. But the second you ruin my fucking sleep and make my baby cry up, I am going to find you. I am going to fucking find you.
There you go. There's also a show. Stocky and his rant car customizations. Watch out if you got a muffler situation there. Stocky's gonna come find you. Last part of our show, guys. Stocky leaving them on red. This is
right.
This is the last part, guys. This is a text message.
Remember, we were all the way up to May of 2018, right?
This is text messages that go back to 2018 that Stocky hasn't responded to. He's got hundreds of missed texts in his phone, some going back to previously 2017. We've dispelled of those. Now we're in 2018. I think last time he left his grandma on red, or maybe it was someone who was trying to pick up a shift at his previous place of employment. Stocky, what you got? Who'd you leave on red? Are we in May of 2018 now?
It is June 20th, 2018. Someone from a local number, doesn't have a name, sent a GIF that was of a devil pulling out a body, and I said, "Who is this?" And they didn't respond. And then June 23rd. They said, question, I know it's last minute, but do you have any availability at the hotel I worked at? I said, I'll have to check when I get in. They said, can you please let me know? Whatever like that. And then they said, miss you, dude.
Oh, this person was just kind of flirting with you a little bit. Miss you, dude.
There you go.
Yeah,
miss you,
it
dude.
says miss you, dude. This person was just kind of flirting with you a little bit, and
I don't know. They were being nice, and I guess they were trying to get a hotel. I guess I know them apparently, but they never answered the question, who is this?
August 2nd. That's my birthday.
There you go. August 2nd, 2018. So I left them on red.
Well, there it is, guys. Thank you all for being here. This was episode 17 of the Stock Guy and Alex Show. This is the podcast.
People might be dead. Like, I have no idea what. This is a long time ago.
You should respond back right now and say, miss you more.
What if it's a chick?
A guy or girl, that person was flirting with you.
Yeah, but then if it's a girl and she texts back when I'm in the middle of the night or when I'm walking with my wife and it says, oh, you're so sweet, when can I see you again?
This is easy. Just immediately after you do that, tell your wife when you leave here, tell her the bit. Actually, don't.
Well,
don't
I would
do
tell
this.
her just listen to it on the podcast, but it might not be out for a month.
Don't do this. Don't text the person. Don't tell your wife. This is just going to be trouble for you. Welcome, guys.
I got that one. I got it.
This
Just
was
let it go.
episode
You can't talk
17
over that one.
of the Stock Guy and Alex Show, the podcast covering topics around the world, business news, markets, money, and sports. Guys, when people are talking about it, so are we. This
a lot of sports.
A lot of sports today, because a lot of stuff happened in the sports world today. Stock Guy and Alex Show can be watched, listened, and viewed on YouTube and Spotify. Guys, follow the show on all the socials. Guys,
If it's ever uploaded.
We will see you next week. Oh, see, we did talk over just enough to make it feel like you needed to get one more little comment. And guys, see you next week. See you next Tuesday. Enjoy your week, guys. Bye-bye.
Oh, shit. I got to go get the baby. She's still outside.